everyone, my name's Timmy, and this is Cardano Ecosystem News. Today, we're going to be talking about SundaeSwap's and their solution to Cardano's concurrency non-issue, and how their DEX is set up to do twice as much throughput, twice as many swaps as Uniswap's DEX on Ethereum. After that, we're going to look at Pavia. Pavia is one of Cardano's leading upcoming metaverses. This is Cardano's first answer to things like Sandbox and Decentraland, and we've got new info from the development team around how big the land parcels will be, and what is really exciting is they look to be a lot bigger than the Ethereum land, and you'll be able to build houses and two-story, maybe even three-story castles on a single land parcel. After that, we're going to look at Pool.pm. Now, Pool.pm is a community-created tool that will let you look at real-time activity happening with NFTs on the Cardano blockchain. We'll go in and explore and see as NFTs are minted in real time and all of the trades that are happening in real time on Cardano. So let's jump in. I'll see you on the flip side, and remember to hit subscribe so I don't die. Alright, our first story today comes to us from SundaeSwap's, the creators of SundaeSwap, one of the leading upcoming DEXs for Cardano. And the backstory leading up to this article and to this great news release is that around 6 weeks ago, when smart contracts were released on Cardano, there were many naysayers, dare I say, haters, who claimed that Cardano could only do one transaction per second and only one swap per second, which would make running a DEX on Cardano impossible. Well, the SundaeSwap's presents in this article a wonderful response to those naysayers and proves, in fact, via benchmarks, that SundaeSwap will be able to do even more transactions and higher throughput than Uniswap version 3, the latest and greatest Ethereum DEX. Now, ahead of implementing their solution, SundaeSwap's took it upon themselves to evaluate a half dozen other solutions across 7 or 8 criteria. Those criteria were scalability, contention, minor extractable value, decentralization, denial of service, volume independence, and development effort. And the various solutions in the solution space that they considered were, what if we just did a Uniswap clone, a direct port of Uniswap to Cardano? What if we did open batching, where anyone was able to aggregate swaps? What if we did tokenized or mixed escrows, using a kind of NFT token on the transaction to help with ordering? What if we had a full programmable order book? In the end, they evaluated all of these solutions against all of the criteria below and generated a table using a very scientific evaluation method. That is, they used a red skeleton face, an orange sad face, a light green smiley face, and a bold green grinning face to score each solution across each of the dimensions that they were evaluating. In the end, the math played out such that governed scoopers ended up being the best solution overall. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about what are scoopers, who are scoopers, and why do they need to be governed. Well, scoopers, at the end of the day, are going to be stake pool operators that the SundaeSwap community votes in order to do the job of scooping swaps together ahead of putting them on the blockchain. Now, these scooper operators will be given a 30-day license, at the end of which they have to apply for renewal. Now, each time a scooper bundles up a bunch of swap orders, a small transaction fee is locked into the smart contract and given to that scooper, that stake pool operator, at the end of the 30-day period. Now, if that scooper starts doing any funny business, all of the fees that they've earned over the 30 days will instead be routed to the SundaeSwap treasury and used for further SundaeSwap development. And that scooper or stake pool operator will be banished from the network and not given another license. Now, you may be asking yourselves, well, hold on, how much trust am I giving these scoopers? What kind of funny business are they able to do? Well, above all, it's important to know that your funds are always protected by the ledger and by the smart contract. The scoopers can never take the funds out of your order, they can never withdraw liquidity from the pool, and they can never execute a different order from the one you specified. The only thing that a scooper can do is to change the order of swaps that they're going to put into the block. And since the block sizes are pretty small, it's going to require them doing many blocks over a long period of time to have any influence here. The way this could look like is a particular scooper might only add buy swaps or demand-driven swaps for a particular token into the block over a period of 3 months, and somehow very slightly create artificial demand for that token. However, because of the 30-day renewal period and the community being able to audit these scoopers, a very little amount of trust has been counterbalanced with governance by the community, much in the same way that Cardano elects stake pools and delegates tokens, and indeed how SundaeSwap's will be electing stake pools to participate in their initial stake offering. So all in all, this is a elegant balance of trust while still being decentralized and giving community governance and authority over the network. Now, before we wrap up this article, I want to briefly talk about some of the benchmarks that the SundaeSwap's team have undergone. They started by looking at Uniswap version 3, the latest and greatest DEX on the Ethereum blockchain, and saw that they were doing 26,880 transactions per day on average, which comes to 70 transactions per minute. Now remember that number. 70 transactions per minute is the number we're trying to beat in order to be faster than Uniswap. Well, as it turns out, the SundaeSwap's governed scoopers model looks like it can do 120 swaps per minute. That's 120 compared to 70 for Uniswap. That's 170% of the amount for Uniswap, nearly twice as much. In addition, certain changes to the blockchain parameters, some of the transaction limits and block sizes, open up a path where SundaeSwap can do 3,800 transactions per minute on layer 1. That's 3,800 compared to 70 of Uniswap. Amazing. Plus, as layer 2 and Hydra rolls out on the blockchain, this number sees a way to be much higher. So finally, it looks like SundaeSwap Labs have come to the rescue and delivered an amazing solution to concurrency and to block size and transaction limits onto Cardano, and have illustrated how this blockchain will actually have much more throughput than Ethereum DEXs. Now, you may be asking, okay, when SundaeSwap, when ISO? And the answer to that is SundaeSwap Labs has currently partnered with Runtime Verification, a world-class software auditing firm, to make sure that their code does exactly what it is designed to do. That will give us certification and trust that there should be no major design flaws with the protocol. While that's happening in parallel, SundaeSwap Labs have created a document which you can reach from this Medium article, where stake pool operators can apply to be part of the ISO and then to be one of the scoopers. Check out that Google form link in the Medium article if you're a stake pool operator. Then, very soon, SundaeSwap Labs will be launching a public testnet. From there, they see the testing period and the runtime verification auditing wrapping up and then launching on their mainnet protocol with the ISO. SundaeSwap Labs have said that they plan to do the ISO with the mainnet launch. So, to wrap it up, amazing solution here by SundaeSwap Labs, finally putting all the naysayers to silence and showing the way future for the Cardano blockchain. I am so excited for SundaeSwap to finally be available very soon. Our second story for today is all about Pavia. Now, Pavia is Cardano's first metaverse, our first virtual world where you can purchase land parcels and build your own house or castle or just park your other NFTs and digital assets on. Now, I love the style of this project, their homepage, but also some other concepts that I'm going to show you today. And it's still very, very early. The project released 29,000 NFT land parcels about 4 weeks ago. And they were all released for 39 ADA, which was about $80, 80 American dollars at the time. Now, since then, the team has been very busy creating a bunch of tools to help you understand what these parcels are all about and what the cool things are you can do on them. Now, one of the first things they created was a map, which you can find at pavia.io. And when you load this map, you can see the grid of the 29,000 land parcels that have been sold so far. One cool thing is you can already start to see how there's some gold and yellow sand beaches in the world. There's also sea, there's deep sea, and one of the things I'm really excited about are these portals. Now, Pavia has talked about having portals from Decentraland to Pavia to help kind of incubate the community and have even more users early on. I think this map is absolutely amazing. You can type in coordinates and have them highlighted. You can type in your wallet address. So if you've purchased 5 or 10 of these parcels, you can have it highlight which of the ones are that you've purchased. Very, very cool. And full disclosure, I have no partnership with Pavia, no sponsorship, but I have purchased a few of the land parcels, just about 5 or 6 of them, and I'm super excited to see what happens with this project. Now, in terms of the land parcels themselves, the team recently, just a couple days ago, released this mock-up of how big a single Pavia parcel might be. And it looks like it's a 16 by 16 meter square parcel, or roughly the size of a megalodon, an immense sea mammal. That's, I guess, about 16 by 16 in size. We've also learned that the max build height is 20 meters. Just amazing. Super big. Could probably create 2-story, 3-story castles with that much height. Now, for users that have purchased 2 parcels side by side, the team has also created a concept showing what that might look like. And because of the spacing, the gaps in between the parcels, it actually ends up looking quite nice, with the full width being about 3 end-to-end London buses. Can you imagine having a piece of land that wide? Just amazing. 32 by 16 meters. Now, when you compare this to other virtual worlds like Decentraland, this is orders of magnitude larger. When I go into Decentraland, it feels like it's just the size of one room. But here, just on a single parcel, you're really talking the size of a house. Maybe a house with a garden. Now, for those that were able to get estates or 3 by 3 chunks of parcels, the team has walked us through how that's a 48 by 48 square meter area, which is larger than an Olympic-size swimming pool. And now you're talking my language. This is a huge piece of land. You could have a house and a store, some kind of shop on that property, maybe a garage, maybe a small park. You could do all kinds of things with this much space. And so this is really what I've always dreamed about in terms of a metaverse or kind of virtual land. And it looks like Pavia is doing this absolutely right. Now, in the last 24 hours, the team has also released some renderings just showing some examples of what you could fit on one of these land parcels. Now, here's an image of a green Lambo on a single parcel. Clearly, there's tons of empty space around it, so this is already looking better and bigger than some of the other virtual land metaverses out there on other blockchains. Now, they also showed what that could look like with a shop. And here you have a hot dog restaurant, you've got 3 parking places, a playground, 2 playgrounds, some trees, all on a single land parcel. And now you're really starting to see the commercial appeal of how you could maybe generate some revenue from having just a single parcel in Pavia. Next, they've showed what a house could look like, again, on just a single parcel. Now, this is a beautiful 2-story mansion, a very modern house, balcony, windows everywhere, a roof, some trees, and it blows me away that you could have there must be 7 or 8 different rooms in here, all on a single parcel. Very, very exciting. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is what we dream of when we think of metaverse, and Pavia looks to be doing it right. Now, since the initial launch of 29,000 parcels 6 weeks ago, the team has been very busy categorizing a bunch of the tools that were created by the community, and they've created a tools button at pavia.io that links to all these tools. Now, one important one, of course, is cnft.io, one of Cardano's leading marketplaces for NFTs. And I want to show you today, just briefly, how you can find Pavia on here. Now, when you go to cnft.io, you can see tons of the really cool projects happening on Cardano. And if you go View Marketplace, you can search by projects at the top. And you can see as I scroll here, just tons and tons of Cardano NFT projects. Who says there's no NFTs on Cardano? I don't get it. But if I search for Pavia and hit apply, I can see the Pavia land parcels. Now you can see that there's already a ton of different prices for these based on how close they are to the center and just other demand and supply reasons. Some are going for 350 ADA, some for thousands of ADA, 500 ADA. The lowest price, if you sort by low to high, seems to be 110 ADA. Now remember that this launched just, I think, 4 weeks ago for 39 ADA per parcel. So already it's about a 3x in 1 month. But who knows? These are going for 110 ADA, and very quickly you've got 200 ADA down here. And when I get to the bottom, as I showed you before, there's some going for thousands of ADA. Very, very cool. Another tool, though, I need to show you is this price checker tool. And when you load this up, you can search by price range. So let's say we want to see all the parcels from 200 to 400 in price. We can hit search on that, and it'll bring it up down below with them all the ones for sale with green dots. You can see this one at X5, Y62 going for price 300. You can see a lot of them in this price range are around the edges, but there's still tons on the main island going for 380 ADA. Here's one for 399. It looks like 350 ADA over here on the edge, 375. You could, looks like maybe get two side by side here, up and down. That's amazing. So still lots of bargains, and you can use this tool for whatever your price range is to see and find a parcel for you. Here's another side by side for 600 ADA total. Wow. So finally, the other thing I want to show you with Pavia is this other tool, which was called OpenSea NFT, which is tracking stats for all of the Cardano NFT projects. And they've got a page for Pavia. As I said already, there's been 29,000 parcels issued so far. The floor price looks to be about 243 ADA. This is the average of the low. And then you can see the highest sale is 7,800 ADA. That was for the X coordinate 90, Y coordinate 135. And you can see the price history of the NFTs just skyrocketing. Very early on, around 47, up, and then now it's sitting at 367 as the average price for each parcel. So that's about a 9x in just 1 month. So I do want to say it's still very early to get involved with Pavia. What we've learned from the team is that sometime next year there'll be more sales out here in the undiscovered areas. There'll be another land sale. But as you can see, the price appreciation for this initial offering is still very, very good at 4x in just 30 days. So that's a lot about Pavia. And I just want to say how excited I am for this project, and I hope you find it exciting too. And as a disclaimer, there's no sponsorship, no partnership with Pavia. I own 5 of these, and I'm a huge fan of the project. All right. Now the last thing I want to show you today is this really cool tool called Pool.pm. Now just type Pool.pm into your browser, and it'll take you to this page where you can see what's happening with each epic in real time. Now, if you hit the NFT button at the top right, you'll be able to see all the NFT transactions happening on the blockchain in real time. On the left side, you can see all of the tokens that are being minted, and on the right side you can see all the tokens that are being traded or sent. And this is so cool because you can also learn about cool new projects here in a very visual manner. Now, one thing you'll see right away is these green terrain parcels from Pavia. And they're being traded on the blockchain in real time. And you can see the metadata here, X and Y coordinates, with a link to the Pavia website. And so that's just proof that Pavia is actually quite popular. But there's all kinds of really cool projects that are minting and that are trading NFTs on Cardano in real time. These were just from the last minute. All of these from 1 minute ago. And if I just stay here for a few more seconds, you're going to see a whole bunch of new NFTs get added to the top of the list in real time. How cool is that? We can take a look at, there you go. It just refreshed with a bunch of new trades here, a couple new tokens being minted on the left. Very, very cool. This is where we were before, and then in the last minute, all of this activity has happened. You can see it in real time at Pool.pm. Now let's take a look at a few of these and just see what they're all about. Let's go exploring. Now this is a collection I've seen before. This is from the Space Apes collection. In particular, this is a Halloween variant. But if you click on it, you can see a link to the Twitter account and the Space Ape Club linked there by the Lovelace CNFT, which is a group of artists and Cardano NFT enthusiasts. So that's a pretty cool project that you can find just by watching Pool.pm and seeing what comes up. We've seen a few of these get traded just while we've been looking. I have no idea what this is. Sometimes there'll be a link to the project, but sometimes there won't. Looks like it's maybe from the Ugly project. But those are very, very cool. Yeah. So sometimes I like to come on here and just see what's being minted. This 3D one looks pretty cool. Lion Legends. Wow. Now this looks like a game card type of project. Looks like it has maybe some kind of abilities. It's from NFT Update and Cardano Space NFT. Just remember when you come to Pool.pm to click the NFT link at the top right, and then you'll be able to see all of this happening in real time. Now I was on here yesterday and I found a couple pretty cool projects. One of them I discovered was this Forgotten project, Forgotten. And so it's at fort-gotten.com. And you can search for it though. And I just really like the style of these NFTs. How cool is that? And they have a really cool story, lots of kind of lore and background, some kind of a log here where kids appear to be getting trapped in this kind of forgotten radioactive world, post-apocalyptic it looks like. Very cool. So take a look at Forgotten if you're looking for a cool project. I also came across Cardania, or Cardania. It's at cardania.com. And I thought this project was pretty cool because it looks like there's some rewards and kind of you can generate kind of income with this project somehow. But it's all based on these cards, like this collectible card playing game with different rarity levels. And I was looking on Pool.pm yesterday and I saw these packs being traded. So it looks like a lot of people are trading these cards and trading these unopened packs. And it looks like they have some kind of a virtual land type of metaverse thing coming very soon. And so this project just looks really, really cool. It looks like they're trying to do lots of cool things. Oh, I think we saw one of these tokens maybe being minted over here on Pool.pm just a moment ago. There's just so much really cool stuff. Here you go. Here's a Cardania card just right now, a founder's card being traded. So it looks like this project is pretty popular, just looking at the blockchain activity in real time. So go ahead and check out Pool.pm and explore and just have fun. What's this? Wild Warriors. Very cool. So many projects on Cardano. That's Pool.pm. Once again, as a disclaimer, I have no sponsorship or partnership with Pool.pm or with any of the NFT projects. No partnership at all with Fort Cotton or with Cardania. Just cool stuff I've discovered and makes me so excited for the Cardano blockchain. A bunch of stuff just got minted just a couple seconds ago. Ada Slime. You could really spend your whole day on here. Very, very cool. Cardano blockchain is alive and well.